Hello and good morning, Canvas Real Estate Miami Lakes team. This is yours truly, Coach Joel Milian. Today is Wednesday, August 30th, almost the end of the month. And today I am going to be sharing for perhaps the second time the intro into the productivity coaching program, a little bit more detailed than I did the first time. And that was probably when I joined the office sometime in February. But today I am going to share the what, basically the three W's, the who, the what, the when, or better said, the what, when, why, and the how of what the productivity coaching program is. So to set a little bit of foundation as to the productivity coaching program, first of all, I'm going to give you my qualifications that I feel that allows me to take this position and be able to pour into the agents that are here at the Canvas Real Estate in Miami Lakes. So first of all, I bring to the table 20 plus years of being in the real estate business. That's first and foremost. I got licensed in 1995. However, I did upon starting the my real estate career, I basically worked it part time. And although I did multiple transactions during that time, I felt that I wasn't really into the real estate business per se. I had a license, but I was not working it full time. Fast forward, I had at the time, I was self-employed. I had my own company, and basically I worked with a Fortune 500 company, and my business was going real well as far as what I was looking to accomplish as far as earning and just starting my life. It was in my mid-20s. I had my own career, my own, better said, I was self-employed and my own business. I was earning anywhere between $1,000 and $1,500 a week. I had a couple employees, and life was, it was evolving. At that time, I had 3 kids already, already had been born, and I put, the reason I got my real estate license was in the event that if one door closed, I wanted to have another one open. Well, that time came on 2001, the beginning of 2001. During that time, after I got my license and in between, I really did not pay too much attention to the real estate business. So basically, I just had my license. I was renewing it, but for a couple of years there, I didn't do anything. I wasn't really focusing on my real estate business. But then the time of truth came with that Fortune 500 company that I provided services to. As I was seeking to grow my business, the news was that another company that did the same thing that I did, and not too far from here, basically just right around the corner of the Miami Lakes office at 14361 Commerce Way. The company was called Pitney Bowes. And another company that did the same thing that I did basically took over my contract that I had with Pitney Bowes. Although it was a loose contract, it wasn't one that that if they broke it, they had a liability towards me. It was just spelled out my responsibilities, what I had to do. It was really a one-sided contract to a certain extent because they just spelled what my responsibilities were. But needless to say, I joined that company, and after a couple months, things were not going to work out. I found myself earning $500 a week, just like that overnight. And I worked with them 2 months. The highest that I earned in those 2 months was $600. I said, something needs to give a break. So I turned my attention to the real estate business. And in between, I took a sales position with that company, being that I had been working with them for many years, actually from the age of 16 on and off. So I haven't really put all the years together per se, but 2001, Uh, I took the full-time position in sales, but then if all of you could remember, 9/11 hit on September 11th, 2001, 9/11 hit. And at that time, then not even the way I correlate it is not even a pencil could be sold. So anyone that was in sales, and especially any type of business, office products, whatever it was you were selling, you were not able to sell much because basically the whole country was paralyzed to a certain extent. And similar to COVID, but with a different result, um, and at least as far as the real estate business was, because the whole problem was over in New York, and although the economy was being affected, real estate was still on the rebound. So came 2002, the year started. I looked into the future and I said, I cannot see myself working in this company for the next 10, 15, 20 years in order to get the good accounts, the sweet accounts. Because like in every business, you have to pay a price. In any career, any opportunity that you work with, any employer you work with, you have to pay a price at some point in order to climb the ladder, the corporate ladder, the sales ladder, whatever it is that you're looking to do, you need to pay a price. So that time came and I was looking into the future. I started putting some transactions together, and I actually decided at that time, before I actually went full time, to go study for my broker's license, because again, that was in my next step. So I was just a licensed real estate agent, and my next step was to get my real estate broker's license. And at that particular moment, as I was studying, I remember I got a call from a company called Realty Executives. They were really the first true 100% concept real estate company. And they were also based here in Miami Lakes. So it was very convenient for me to work for them while I was transitioning, because I had the Pitney Bowes, which was at 14361 Commerce Way, and the real estate office that I worked with was just right around the corner. So it was convenient for me to be able to do both. So I got my real estate broker's license. And after having about 1 month's reserve, 1 to 2 months reserve, I dived into the real estate business full time. And that's what makes it 20 plus years that I've been in this business working full time. So that's a little bit of the how I got into the real estate business, and since then, my production level has been 200 plus transactions in all these years. I've sold over $75 million worth of production, and I feel that I have earned a PhD when it comes to this real estate business. Now, one of the things that I share with every single agent is that when they break into this business, think of yourself as going into the real estate university with an opportunity to earn a paycheck. And truly, that happens with every transaction. There's something to learn in every single transaction. Doesn't matter how many years you've been doing this business. But the most important thing is that you stick with it, that you stay with it. Now, as far as a productivity coaching program, why am I doing what I'm doing? I feel that every agent needs at some point, especially at the beginning of their career, they need to have some direction. They need to have someone to guide them, someone to mentor them, someone to teach them the ropes. Now, if you're fortunate enough that you happen to work in a company that there's seasoned agents that they could take you underneath their wings and basically show you the ropes, then God bless you. If you happen to come into the business with a little bit of the real estate knowledge that you've bought and you sold properties for yourself, that you were an investor at some time or at some point or are an investor, then more power to you. But the truth of the matter is that most agents, they just happen to get a license because someone told them it's a great business, great career. They hear stories about real estate agents making a lot of money in this business, and they feel that it's a cakewalk to say the least. But the truth of the matter, anybody who's been in this business long enough, they could tell you that this is not an easy business. It's not for the faint and the weak, to say the least. But one of the ways that you're able to bridge the gap is through the productivity coaching program, or better said, I call it the productivity coaching program, but just having a coach. Now, there's agents out there, and based on my experience that I have witnessed, coaching programs out there, the number one real estate training guru and real estate coach out there is called the Mike Ferry Organization. And I've been associated with them for many years, since about 2015, give or take. But I do remember breaking into the business that there was a gentleman in one of the offices that I worked at, a Remax, that he would show up every day, and he would come in about 8:30, 9 o'clock before everyone else did. He was the first one in the office, and he would go straight into his office, and he locked himself there for a couple of hours. He only came out if he needed to go to the restroom, because there wasn't a bathroom in his office, and otherwise he would probably just stay there. But he would not even come out for a break, because he prepared his food and all and his snacks, because that's what the way Mike Ferry coaches their agents, is that you create yourself a bunker in your home office, or in an office within an office, and basically you just zero in and you focus for 2 to 3 hours, just lead generating prospect. Well, this gentleman, he came out of his office around 12 o'clock or so. He took a break. Then he came back about 1:30, 2 o'clock. And again, he locked himself in the office. And that was the pattern for him for months on out. So that was an agent that I saw that was part of the Mike Ferry Organization. So during that time, I kept it in the back of my mind. I really never followed him. It was only when I started going to their conferences that I saw the impact of coaching. Not only that, based on the company that I was associated with, as all of you may or may not know, I worked with Keller Williams for 14 and a half years before I joined Canvas. And there was many agents there that I saw them build their real estate career from basically zero or just an average career, but they took on coaching and their numbers just skyrocketed. And it's just a matter of you just disciplining yourself, of you just applying yourself. But the most important thing is you being coachable. So with that is an essence of what the productivity coaching program is. And today I'm going to share some of the things that I'm able to bring to the table as a real estate agent with 20 plus years of experience in this business. Now, aside from that, my other qualifications to coach you is, I believe I have a vast experience in life. I've been around many people, many settings. I'm a people person, and believe it or not, if you've been around people, that gives you life experiences that you're able to bring and share to the table, because people are they're special. Every one of you who is under the sound of my voice here, you're special. You have your own personalities, and people need to adapt to the different personalities. In order for you to succeed in this business, you need to adapt to the different personalities that come across your path. So with that, I'm going to date myself. These white hair have not come just because, they just happened overnight. I'm 58 years old. I'll be turning 59 next year. So I'm almost hitting that 60, that great 60 number. Aside from that, I've been married for 39 years, happily married for 39 years. I have three sons, perhaps one is older than many of the agents that are in this office. My oldest son is 37-year-old. My middle son is 35. My youngest son is 30. I have three grandchildren. One grandson will be turning 11, a granddaughter that will be turning 8. And so again, that's something else that I bring to the table. And the other thing that I bring to the table is that I am an associate pastor for a local Christian church here in Miami Lakes, called New Testament Baptist Church. So I apply my faith to my business. One of the laws that I live by is the golden rule. Do unto others as you like to have done unto yourself. So in a nutshell, those are my qualifications that I feel that enable me to be a well-rounded coach and be able to not only coach you in the real estate business. Something else that I failed to mention is about 5 or 6 years ago, I obtained the John Maxwell Leadership Business Leadership Certification. So I am a leadership coach, business coach with the John Maxwell Global Team. That there's over 30,000 coaches worldwide, basically. So that's another qualification that I have, that I believe that I'm able to bring to the table to coach and lead agents to help them become as productive as they're capable of becoming. So with that said, turn your attention to the screen as I will be sharing a small PowerPoint. And while you're on this call, the call started a little bit later than I anticipated. I have some logistical problems. So I'm going to go for about an hour or so. Right now, it's 11:45. I would say probably about 12:30. I should be done. So if you need to go, that's fine. You will not hurt my feelings. This is being recorded. It's best if you're able to just hang in there with me and ask any questions regarding anything. I will ask some questions as I go through this presentation. So let's jump right into the PowerPoint presentation. So the why, the what, the how, and the when. These will be some of the questions that I will be answering for each and every one of you that are looking and want to hear more about the productivity coaching program. So the purpose of the productivity coaching program in two parts, basically. And one of them is CURE. I use the acronym CURE for when you're working with me at a one-on-one level. We will meet once a week or once every other week, depending on how you want to structure your coaching with me. And what we will do within that meeting, whether minimum half an hour to an hour max, depending on your schedule and my schedule, but for the most part is about an hour. I usually like to give the agents enough time for them to share and us to go through the conversations. But one of them, for the things that we will take care or that we will review during a one-on-one is correction. Corrections is, what are the challenges that you're having in your business? What are the struggles that you're having? What struggles did you have this week? What struggles are you having with any particular client that you're working with or generating business? So that's what correction would be. Then reminders, just reminding you about your goals. We're going to be focusing on some of the goals that you have, what it is that you want to accomplish. Then we're going to take a look at the updates. What do your numbers look like? You start off the month with intentions, with goals, production goals, contact goals, and we will get into that a little bit more. But updates as to how you're approaching your goals. How are you doing on your goals? And then most of all, encouragement. That's where I believe one of my giftings is in life is to be an encourager. I believe that, that's something that comes natural to me, which is to encourage others to, to push on, to press on, and lighten them, just be wings underneath the wings, be the wind underneath their wings when it comes to the real estate business. So that would be part one. Part two is share your wins. Let's celebrate some of your wins. If you had a closing, let's celebrate it. Tracking your numbers. Again, how many contacts you made, how many appointments you did, how many listings you got, how many buyers and buyers you have, how many closings you have done. So basically, we'll be tracking many things, and I have a sheet that I will share what the tracking numbers will look like. Then again, the challenges. What are the challenges? And the other part will be the intentions to generate new business. So there's a form here, which I call it the prep form, coaching prep form, which each and every agent will have. Before we meet, we're not going to meet, and we're not going to talk about the weather. We're not going to talk about, basically things that are not related to your business. Again, we could get out of the business because sometimes there's going to be areas in your life that are affecting your business, and that's okay. Again, whatever you share with me, that stays with me. That is part of what my relationship with you is. And I also am going to share what it is that I do as a coach beside these areas that I'm sharing with you. And one thing, just take a look here at intentions to generate new business. This is where accountability comes to play. Now, this is what a coach does. Train. I am a trusted advisor. I ask questions, breakthrough questions. I help agents think differently. I teach models and systems. I help agents with goals, short-term and long-term goals, accountability, support, integrating what you learn, understanding personal biases and challenges, and help working around them. So you could have some biases and some challenges. That's just limited. It's some of what your limited belief is on certain things about this business. But what my role is to help you work around them to have those breakthrough moments. My part of my responsibility is to be a good listener, then analyze your numbers, teach skills, increase individuals' awareness, provide feedback, keep agents focused on track, setting goals, and develop action plans. Now the what. What does the productivity coaching program do? Is assist agents to increase their productivity, their production by coaching them on what to do to earn 100% commission as soon as possible by teaching them systems, dialogues, and best practices. So one of my goals for every agent that joins our office here is to help you get to 100% commission, to earn as much as you're capable of earning as soon as possible. That soon as possible could be 3 months, could be 6 months, could be a year and a half. However, I have a plan designed that I believe if agents follow through on that plan, that they could get to 100% commission within 12 months, or even better, 12 transactions, which will probably get you past the 100% commission, 12 transactions within the first year, but perhaps within 6 months or 9 months. But again, the goal is to get you to 100% commission. Now, some of these things might not be applicable to your business, and that's fine. I'm just sharing thoughts, an idea, a pathway to 100% commission. I have a plan for 6 months. Now, in that 6 months, that's going to require higher production, more contact, more activity. I also have a plan for 3 months. So if you want to break into this business, or if you are a seasoned agent and you want to get to 100% commission, I'm going to lay out a strategy for you for 3 months. That means that for 3 months, you're not going to have a life. You're going to be working 10 to 12 hours a day, and your only focus is going to be your real estate business. So I have a plan, again, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 400% commission. Now, here's the capping plan within 12 months or one transaction a month. So first and foremost, I believe that if you're going to be in this business long term, you need to have a database that has gold or solid gold information. What is gold? Gold information is 3 out of these 4 contact info: name, phone number, mailing address, or email address. That's gold. Solid gold is having all 4 of these sources of information: name, phone number, email address, and mailing address. For me, my preference would be name, phone number, and mailing address, because once you have that, you're able to do a little bit more than if you just have an email address. So if you meet anybody out there, anyone that you meet, anybody that's in your phone, and for most agents, your gold or solid gold information is in this phone, in this 3 or 3x5, 3x6, whatever it is, the size of your phone. This is where the foundation of your business is, believe it or not. And I know you're going to have resistance on what I'm sharing with you, and that's okay. That's why I am here, to help you to break through, overcome the biases. What I shared earlier, everyone has a bias when they come into this business. And believe it or not, each and every one of you have over 100 plus contacts on your phone. And if you don't believe me, go into your phone now and tell me how many contacts you currently have on your phone. And you're going to be surprised how many of those. So your first step to getting your business going is to building your database to 200, 250 people as soon as possible with, again, gold or solid gold information. Number 2, activate a 36 touch smart plan. What does this mean? This means that within a given year, you're going to touch base, or those that know you, that are part of your database, they're going to see something from you. They're either going to see a phone call, they're going to get a text, they're going to get multiple emails, they're going to get something in their mailbox. They're going to hear from you. And this is, I'm not taking into account social media contact. That is different. I'm not even addressing that part. But 36 touch smart plan that each and every customer or every person that you know that could be a potential customer, that they will hear from you within a given year. So that's basically turns out almost every 3 weeks to a certain extent, because there's 52 weeks in a year. So about every 3 weeks, they're going to hear from you or see something from you. That's what a 36 touch smart plan is. Now, number 3, call your database 4 times a year. So I have a system for that called D2D2. It's a quarterly strategy. So what you're going to do is you're going to block your time if you're committed to the lead generation model, which is the model that I coach to. And there's 26 letters in the English alphabet. If you divide it by 2, you have 13 weeks. 13 weeks is a quarter. So in every quarter, there's 13 weeks. You have 13 sets of letters. And once every quarter, you're going to go through the alphabet and calling these contacts within your database. So today you're going to call, let's say this week, it's A and Z. You're going to call everyone in your database with an A and Z letter in their name, and their first name or last name. Next week, B and W. So you're going to be calling all those names, and so on and so forth. So you're going to be focusing on 2 letters a week within your database, and in the in-between, you're still going to be adding more names and more customers to your database, or better said, more contacts, because the contacts, they could be potential customers. Now, Item number 4, send an IOV. That is the acronym for item of value, mail out every month for 12 months as part of your 36 touch smart plan. So how do you do this? I have a company that I came across 5 or 6 years ago that they send a kind of like a newsletter, postcard out, and I just send it really to my past clients because my database is very big. So, it becomes a little bit cost prohibitive to a certain extent, but I focus on my top 150 people. That's my mindset, my top 150. It just makes it easier for me. And those are my past clients. And they see me. I don't do it every month at this stage of my career, but I do it about every other month. And there's some months that I lay off. So I look at the year when I think that most people are focusing. They're going to go through their mail. When it comes to Christmas time, I know that they're not going to, they may be looking for Christmas cards. But again, there's certain times within the year that they get these item of values. But for you who are starting this process, I recommend that you do it once a month, every month for the next 12 months. Okay. Now, this is all of this is so you could brand yourself. Okay. So keep that in mind. The reason you're doing this is to you create a brand awareness with everyone that you know and everyone that knows you, that they know that you are a professional real estate agent, that you're committed to your business. Item number 5, activate a market report for everyone in your database bi-monthly. So remember that I said about getting solid gold information, or if you got gold with a mailing address. So if you have solid gold information, the RTEC allows you to send a market report to your contact, and you could set it up monthly or bi-monthly. If you want to get up to speed and you want to be in their mailbox or in their email inbox, I recommend that you do it bi-monthly. For myself, for my past clients, I do it once a month. But for you that are starting and that you need to put together a 36 touch smart plan, then right here you have 24 touches. If you add the 4 calls a year, that's 28 touches. If you add the 4 text messages, if they do not pick up the phone, you send them a text message, that's 32 touches. So all you have to do is find 4 more touches at 36 touch smart plan. But let's say that you don't want to do a bi-monthly email. So let's do 12 a month. So 12 emails with the market reports, 12 mail outs, that's 24 touches. There's the 4 calls, that's 28 touches, 4 text messages, that's 32, and anything else that you want to reach out to them, whatever it is that you choose to do, that basically gets you 30 to the 36 touch. Now, think about it. How would your business look 12 months from now or a year and a half from now if you start implementing these strategies that I'm sharing with you? Chances are that next year, you don't have to worry about going out and looking for business. Business is going to find you. People, when they're thinking of selling or buying real estate, or if they know someone that they're looking to either buy or sell real estate or looking to do something related to real estate, being that you are in top of mind, chances are that you're going to be, someone is going to reach out to you. So you want to work this business long-term, and you want to have a referral-based business. That is the goal of the productivity coaching program. At the end of the day, that is the goal, is that you build a business by referral. Now, number 6, visit all the for sale by owners and expired in your geographic or farm area. So what I coach the agents is, you want to be the dominant agent in your neighborhood and in your community. You want to be the number 1 agent there. And it's very easy. I truly believe that any agent could dominate their neighborhood or their community if you're committed to the process, if you are intentional, if you make the investment of time and money, you could dominate that market. And one of the ways that you do it is you visit every single for sale by owner and every single expired listing in your area. Now, caveat to this, right now, being that the market is hot, a lot of real estate is still being sold. There's not too many expired, but I will tell you, as I see down the road, come January 1st of next year, this is going to be a segment of your business going after expired listings. So now is the time for you to harness your skills, for you to start learning the scripts, for you to know how you're going to approach these expired listings. Number 7, hold 2 open houses monthly. Okay, so that's very easy to do. Right now in our office, if I go in there, there's over 200 listings, not for Canvas of Miami Lakes per se, but overall on Canvas, all the offices put together, there's over 200 listings. So chances are there's a listing somewhere in your neighborhood. And if not, then reach out to another agent. You know, if you've been in this business and you've built some relationships, perhaps you know someone that may be able to, you know, that they have a listing and they may allow you to hold an open house, or and even if you don't know someone, just pick a listing in your neighborhood that hasn't sold over the last 30, 60 days and ask the listing agent, hey, you know, and make sure on this subject, make sure it's a vacant home, okay? Because you want to avoid liabilities of anything going wrong within a home that's occupied. So find a vacant home, reach out to a listing agent and tell them, hey, would you allow me to do an open house for you? So this is one way that you're able to make contacts and find clients, and perhaps you'd be surprised what may show up on your door. Okay, maybe the next door neighbor or a neighbor down the block, they're thinking of selling their home. You do the line of questioning, you have your scripts, and perhaps you identify a particular seller, someone that is thinking of selling within the next 30 to 60 or 90 days, but they just happen to be a looky-loo, as what we call looky-loos, just trying to find out what it is that you're doing. Now, this is where you're able to make the first impression on those contacts or those homeowners. Number 8, publish one RTech Facebook ad weekly. So within our RTech, you have the ability to publish an ad. So what you want to do is you want to take an ad within, or a listing within Canvas, and you want to run an ad. Make an investment of $50, $25, what according to your budget, and put that listing out there on Facebook. You know, you use the radius that they allow you to use. You know, 3 miles away, 5 miles away, or 1 mile away, if you want to stay geographically and strategically, then publish an RTech Facebook ad. It's very easy. There's only a couple steps for you to do, and that is something that we're able to do through the RTech technology. Number 9, make 15 contacts weekly. Easily done, provided that you're committed to this business, provided that you have a schedule, a working business schedule. 50 contacts a week translates to 10 contacts a day. So imagine if you wake up every day, you go through your routine, and you block out 2 to 3 hours of your day, and you call your database every day for 2 to 3 hours. You will be surprised what will happen if you commit to that process. Not only will you find contacts, business is going to find you. I believe in the law of attraction. What you put out there is what you're going to attract. What you sow, you're going to reap. I guarantee you, if you do this for X amount of weeks or months, and let's say for the next quarter, between September 1st and November 30th, or between September 1st and the end of the year, if you commit to this process, you're going to build a pipeline of buyers and sellers that is going to be your future business within the next couple months, and even starting in 2024. So trust me, take this to the test, this particular strategy. Number 10, use social media strategy. 5 times 5 times 5. It's 5 comments, 5 likes, 5 instant messages, hellos. That is on a daily basis. Again, that should take you 10, 15, 20 minutes. Again, you don't want to go on social media and spend 1 or 2 hours see what everybody else is doing. You want to use your social media, yes, to let people know what you're doing, that market your real estate business, but you also want to engage people. Okay, you want to, connect with people, and people, they like that, and they will keep you on top of mind, because now when you reach out to them for a real estate purpose, then they know, hey, yeah, I remember Joel. Joel's a cool guy. Oh, I remember those that are on the call, Iala, Jose, Idre, Marlene. Yeah, I remember them. They're in the real estate business. That's an impression that you're making on them. Okay. Number 11, attend and complete advanced real estate trainings once or twice a year. What do I mean by that? There's many real estate conferences that happen year round. Okay. You want to make a commitment to your education in this real estate business. Go to these advanced real estate trainings. I'm not talking about this one here that it's half an hour, an hour. No, go to an intense real estate conference, one that is going to cost you time, one that's going to cost you money, because guess what? If it costs you money and time, you're going to invest in it. You're going to be attentive to it. You're going to walk out with strategies. So put it on your calendars. Now it's a good time to start planning for next year as to the trainings and conferences that you're going to be going to. Okay. Number 12, this is a big one. Read one book a month. Leaders are readers. If you want to increase your business, and I say this, if you implement this right now, today, as soon as you hear this, each and every one of you should have multiple books laying around in your home. And if you don't, go to a Barnes and Noble, go to a library if you don't have the money to buy books or invest in books, and bring a couple of books home and read one book a month for mindset, especially the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, the Shift book. This is another book that Gary Keller wrote, or the One Thing book. But you need to make it a habit. And if you do this, I guarantee you that you're going to see a 25% plus percent increase of your income. Trust me in this. I've done this. What I'm sharing are things that I have done, guys. Okay. I'm not sharing something that I have not done. Okay. When I started reading and becoming an avid reader, I saw my income increase. Why? Because your mind expands, your awareness expands, your creativity expands, and your communications with your customers and with individuals, they will expand, because they will see the confidence. They will see an authority in you. When they see you, they're looking at a professional. And people like to do business with professional people, people that know what they're talking about, people that are on the move, people that are that they're productive, they're positive. Here's another thing. If you want to change your mindset, you got to become a reader. Okay? You got to get rid of that negative thinking, and that comes by reading. Okay? Number 13, commit to the productivity coaching process with accountability, tracking, block scheduling, CGI pipeline. All these I'm going to share for the most part. 411 group coaching calls, one-on-one coaching sessions with a coaching prep form filled out in advance. And number 14, this is the hardest one. I guarantee you, this is the hardest one, because it's boring, because it requires consistency, because it requires a habit, script and role play as often as possible, while reading and internalizing all scripts. Now, what's a script? In my opinion, people say, no, I don't like scripts. That's fine. I don't like scripts either. This has been the hardest part for me, okay? Because scripts, you kind of sound robotic. But when you call any company for service, let's say you call Comcast, you call FP&L, you call whoever it is, any services, trust me, they're working off a script more often than not. Therefore, you as a professional real estate agent, you need to work off a script. Your communication should be very similar with everyone, okay? Obviously, depending on the level of your relationship with people, they're going to be different. But when it comes to your business, all your communications are going to be very similar. Your emails are going to be very similar. Your text messages are going to be similar. I have a script for requesting showing appointment. It's very simple, but I share it, and I get my showing appointments. I get my appointments scheduled. Trust me, one of the biggest challenges in this business is dealing with the other real estate agents. But if they see a professional coming, reaching out to them and addressing them and working with them, guess what? They increase their level of service. And that means that your transaction is going to be a little bit easier. You be the leader in the transaction. When you're working a transaction, you take the lead, you be the lead agent, and guess what? Your transaction is going to be a lot easier than when you started. Okay, so I'm going to take a pause here because my mouth is dry. I'm going to stop sharing here, and I want to get some questions, some big ahas, anything. So I'm going to start with Marlene. Marlene, any questions on anything I've shared?
No, not at this time.
All right. Idri, any questions on anything I've shared? I know you're probably working and it might be difficult. You're probably just on hearing mode, but.
I have a question.
All right. Iala.
Yes, I have a question about like scale your day. How usually you propose or you recommend to scale your day, because you have, it's a lot of tasks, but when you are in this game, you have to organize your time. Then I always think that you should be focusing in the morning to make, all those calls, prospecting all the time, and then in the afternoon do your showings or inspections. But I would like to know from you what you recommend.
Absolutely. I got you covered. That's in this presentation. So hang tight. Okay. All right. All right. So Jose signed off. All right, great. So I will continue with the presentation. All right. So here are the lead generating activities. I'm not going to go through all of them because it's a long list, but I'm going to share that. And again, I'm going to put myself in this example. One of my failures in this business has been my lack of advertising. I'm a little bit, I would say, a little bit on the cheapskate. I'm tight. If you could see me, what I'm doing, when it comes to the business, I kind of walk a little bit with my elbows, but that has been my fault. I now 20 plus years in this business, I could see where I have failed on things that I should have been doing. But now I've been playing catch up over the last couple of years, and it hasn't been fun because, although the real estate business has been good, but we had COVID, and I thought that I was hitting a stride like right before COVID. Then I went in paralysis during COVID. And then, last year was a horrible year mindset wise. I just couldn't get out of it. But this year has been a different story. But I will tell you that in this business, you need to prospect and you need to market. And in the center column, which is farming, events, networking, and purchase, you need to do a little bit of both, of prospecting and marketing. So I'm just going to read the main titles of the prospecting side. Phone or face-to-face, okay? Circle prospecting, or actually, let me see. All right, so prospecting is phone or face-to-face. Listing without agencies. Number 2, circle prospecting. Number 3, community outreach. Number 4, key relationships. And there you have a bunch of lists there. And the other is text correspondences, okay? So SMS, Messenger, which is instant messaging, or email. Now, on the marketing side, you have advertising, and here you have a list. And by the way, I'm going to be sharing some of these, I don't even know what to call it. Some of these flyers or templates that I'm sharing, I'm going to be sending this recording by email along with these attachments. Okay. So advertising, broadcast, content creation, direct mail. Number 4, promotional items, swag. 5, public relations press. 6, sponsorships. Okay, sponsorship. What I mean by sponsorship, this week I was given an opportunity by my son, who's coaching a Little League team here in Miami Lakes Optimist, and he reached out to me. Hey, Dad, could you sponsor my Little League team? I was going to reach out to Marlene to see if we could sponsor it as an office, but by the time I got back to him, actually, he told me the next day, hey, I put it on my social media, and 3 people wanted to sponsor my team. So his team is going to be sponsored by Pizza Scene here in Main Street in Miami Lakes. So that's what I mean by sponsorship. That means an event. You sponsor an event. And it doesn't have to be sports. Someone's having an event, let's say in school. Okay. So they're doing a PTA meeting. They're doing something, an open house. You be one of the sponsors of that meeting. Your church, for those that go to church, they're doing an event. You be one of the sponsors of that event. And that goes for anything. Anything that is of interest to you, be a sponsor. And that's one way of you getting your name out there, your business out there. So you want to do both of these lead generation activities, again, prospecting and marketing. And for these other areas in the middle, for farming, geographic, demographic, for events, open houses, seminars, contests, client appreciations, networking, Sphere, past clients, ally resources, agents. Here's one. Here's one that I'm going to share, and I'm going to move away from this. I had a bias about this until I finally understood, okay, what is the importance of me going to a networking event where there's 100 real estate agents? You say, that doesn't make sense. There's nobody there that they're going to buy or sell any property because everybody's doing the same thing. But guess what? It's important that you network with other real estate agents, because when the market gets tight, it is the relationships that you build with other agents through time that will help you break through and have those extra transactions along the way. I cannot tell you how many agents I've done business with that I've done it because they know me, I know them, and we've done business in the past. They're familiar to me. And guess what? If I get multiple offers, everybody's equal. I'm going to select someone that I know, that I know personally or I've done business with. And vice versa. I don't know how many offers have been accepted from other agents because they happen to know me. And we've worked together. And that is what networking with agents is. So make this part of your business plan. Networking events with other agents. Okay. Let's move on. The how. All right. Now, I'm going to go through this real quickly. The difference between a top producing agent and an average agent. Now, my question to you is, are you a top producing agent or you're an average agent? This is what an average agent looks. An average agent closes between 3 to 4 or 5 houses a year. An average agent makes between $40,000 to $50,000 a year. That's what an average agent does. Now, I don't know how many of you got into this business to be an average agent, but a top producing agent has the following qualities. Their mindset, got a strong mindset. This is what I coach. Consistency. They have habits. They have time management. They focus on their business. They're accountable. They have systems, and they have the self-will. In other words, the will to succeed. I put this here not because this is something that I could coach, but perhaps this may be the top, the number one there, what I would say in Spanish, primo hermano. Mindset and self-will, they're almost go hand in hand. Because if you don't have the self-will to succeed and to take your business to another level, then no matter how many trainings you go to, no matter how many coaching sessions you sit in, it's not going to happen. You need to have the self-will to succeed in this business. So this is the difference between the top producing agent and average agents. And on these, I'm able to coach into them. Now, this is the 6 personal perspectives. This is a day's training. I've been to these trainings, and basically there's been an agent, a top producing agent, an agent that's selling 10, 15, 20 million dollars a year in, year out for multiple years. And they share the 6 personal perspectives. They speak about these. So the first step is you commit to self-mastery. You become the best that you're capable of becoming in this business. You become the best that you're able to becoming for yourself as an individual. Commit to self-mastery. Okay. That means that you know that you've earned a doctorate degree in the real estate business. Step number 2, commit to the 80-20 principle. What does this mean? So there's an Italian philosopher called Pareto. And the Pareto rule is that 20% of your activity produces 80% of your results. 20% of the agents in this office produce 80% of the results and the production in this office. 20% of volunteers in any organization are the ones that do 80% of the work. In any organization, 20% of the individuals do 80% of the production and of the work. So this is what's called committing to the 80-20 principle. That means 20% of your day is committed to your production. Going to see how your business is going to grow. Number 3, move from E to P. What does this mean? Means moving from being an entrepreneur. Each and every one of us who are real estate agents, we're entrepreneurs, but our business is going to get to the next level. I know that a lot of us are in this business, and not all of us are in this business to earn money. But sometimes money is not the motivating factor. Perhaps you wanting to quit your business, you wanting to quit, your occupation, you wanting to put your children to college, you wanting to provide for your family, provide a better life for your family, you wanting to do something big in society. Think as big as you're capable of being. That's what is E to P, moving from entrepreneurial to being purposeful. Number 4, this is the big one for me. This is my favorite. Make being learning-based the foundation of your action plan. Being that you learn all you're capable of learning. Make this part of your process. Make this part of your business. And then number 5, step 5, removing your limited beliefs. Again, so this one, step 4, step 5 come hand in hand. You got to remove the limiting beliefs. And to do that, you got to, again, be a reader, commit to education. And number 6, be accountable. Again, the accountability part, I will show you what that looks like as far as accountability comes. Mindset. This happens through one-on-one coaching sessions and the Friday group coaching masterclass. Okay, so all this summer, I have been sharing about from the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. Okay, and these recordings, they're there in the Canvas Real Estate YouTube channel. I'm taking the time going through the most important ideas or the most important topics of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. And that happens every Friday. And again, I've been here now for the past almost month and a half, 2 months, that 1 agent, 2 agents show up. When I first started doing the coaching sessions on Friday, there'll be 4 or 5, but I guess with summer, people are busy. But it's, again, I do it because I want to help others to build their business, to grow their business. That's what the purposeful, being purposeful is. I've moved from entrepreneur into purposeful. I want to be purposeful in my business, in my career, as to what I feel, what my calling is, which is to be a coach, to be a real estate coach, to be a life coach. Okay. But this happens again on Friday afternoon. So I'm here. Whether anybody shows up or not, I pour out my best. I do my best. I record it, put it out there, send it to the agents through WhatsApp, send it to the agents through text messages. It's in the YouTube channel. Send it to the agents through email. So I'm doing my best of what I'm capable of doing. Now it's up to the agent for you to listen. Take 20 minutes, 30 minutes of your time, 40 minutes of your time. And if you don't have 40 minutes, then just break it down. Listen 10 minutes a day, 50 minutes a day, whatever it is. But that's on you. That's the way I share and I help agents build mindset on their business. Time management. So here we go, Yala. All right. So on this one, we're going to take a little bit long right now. It's almost 12:30. I'm 3/4 of the way through this presentation, but I'm just going to take a little bit of time and to show you what a business schedule needs to look like. Okay. Now, this is for agents that are working the full-time real estate business, but I believe what's here, you could apply it even if you're a dual career agent, because the essence of this, of the time management or the business planning schedule is about block schedule. Okay. So let's jump into it. Number one, prepare and plan your work schedules on a weekly basis from morning to evening as to exactly what you're going to be seeking to do and accomplish on a daily basis. And this is the order of priority. And the first step is that you get yourself a planner. Okay. You see, this is my plan. Get yourself a planner, and you could get a simple one called A Week at a Glance, or you could get a deluxe one or a high class or one that's just a little bit more upscale. This particular one is called the Action Plan. I've been using this for 5 or 6 years. It's hardcover. It has three, that I'm able to divide the year in different parts with it with 3 strings. It has my weeks. It has my months broken down. Okay. So I recommend the first step is to be organized, get yourself a plan. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to plan your personal time. So you're going to block your personal time. I've made a switch in my life about 2 years ago, and maybe this was due to COVID. And I kind of put things a little bit more into perspective. And I'm going to say it in Spanish and then, or in English. Yeah, I'm going to say it in Spanish and then I'll translate it in English. And this is a saying that most of us in the land community have heard it. If we haven't heard it 50 times or 100 times, we haven't heard it. Yo no vivo para trabajar. Yo trabajo para vivir. Translated is, I do not live to work. I work to live. Okay. And this is where this part comes into play, is plan your personal time. What's important to you? So my mornings, my early mornings is my personal time. I have discovered the beauty of walking in nature. A couple of weeks ago, I heard something on a radio station that I listened to that the best sun of the day the best rays of sun of the day is early in the morning. And for me, it's, when I wake up, I used to exercise in my home and I have a treadmill in my room. But for the last 3 weeks, I head out the door and I catch the sun rays. And that has just given me, it's just doing something within me that I cannot even explain it. But that's what I mean by planning my personal time. My mornings, my first 2 to 3 hours of my day, from 7 to 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, it's my time, my personal time. Okay. So plan that, put that in your calendar. Be your family time. Your family is very important. One of the reasons why I got into this business, believe it or not, is that I wanted to help individuals because I'm a believer, Christian believer. I'm an associate pastor, as I said. It was to help my colleagues to reduce the divorce rate that happens in this real estate industry. In this real estate industry, the majority of the agents that have a high producing business they're a little bit off balance. They're, something is giving a break. And usually what breaks is the family time. And for years, this has been a struggle for me as much as I wanted to help others. It was a struggle for me in my first 10 or 15 years of my business that I will be out with my family, with my wife, having dinner with it, and the phone rings. And I take up the call, and that call could be 5 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour. Now, when I'm with my wife, my phone is on the side. When I'm with my family, my phone is on the side. Why? Because this is important. And I plan my family time just as I don't allow them to invade my business time with their personal life unless it's a real emergency, a life or death situation. I don't allow them personally to intervene in my business time. Okay, so plan your family time, and then see your work business time. Okay, so plan your business time, your personal time, your family time, and your business time. Number two, in scheduling your work business, use block time for the purpose of focusing on your one thing. Now, what's the one thing? The one thing is a book that Gary Keller wrote that he debunks the myth of multitasking. Multitasking does not work. Okay, so for those of you who are multitaskers, I ask you, what at the end of the day, what did you accomplish? And chances are you're going to tell me, I did a bunch of stuff, but I cannot even know what I did. If I tell you to make a list of everything you did, you'll run it off, but it was a quality work, quality time that you put in. The chances are the answer is going to be no. So for your business, you're going to use block times for the purposes of focusing on your one thing for a minimum of 2 to 3 hours at a time. Okay. Now, prospecting and lead follow-up 2 to 3 hours a day, preferably in the AM. Now, why the morning? It's not that it's any better. You make more contacts in the morning than in the afternoon or the late afternoon or in the evening. The reason it's recommended for you to do it in the morning is, number one, you have more control of your day in the mornings. And number two, you have more energy. Provided that you have a good routine, that you get a good night of sleep, you have a good breakfast, you follow the energy plan, which I did not include in this presentation. But if you're coaching with me, I will share what the energy plan is, and then you go into your business. Now, block this up to the 12 o'clock in the day. For me, I extend it to 1 o'clock. Again, I get a little bit of a late start because my morning is the most important. I work into the late evenings, usually about 6, 7 o'clock. So I put in a good 8 to 10 hours a day for the most part of my days. But the mornings is where I have the most energy. Okay. Number 3, training on the RTech and any other business item that you would like to master, minimum 1 hour a day after prospect. So on this, the recommendation is you work your morning schedule, you take time for lunch. I know a lot of us in this business, we don't take lunches, but this is something that I learned over 10 years ago as I was following the Mike, the coaching programs, watching other agents being productive, and especially the Mike Ferry system, is you take your lunch break, you power up, you re-energize, and then after you come back from your lunch, then you do some training. If again, making the education or education part of your 6 personal perspective, then this will be the recommendation. Right after lunch, half an hour, and then you launch into your working on the business items in the afternoon. So this is important for you, Iala, and for anybody. Okay, so these are the priorities of your order. Prepare contracts. Okay, that goes, for your listings, for your buyer contracts. Hopefully, you'll, as your business grows, you'll have an assistant or virtual assistant in order to do this for you. Prepare for an appointment. If you have a listing presentation, if you're showing properties, then that's going to be your second priority. So notice, prepare the contracts, that's your money. Prepare for appointments, that's you going out the door. Okay. for your listing appointment and for your showing appointments. C, search for properties and schedule showings. That's part of the B. Working on CMAs, work in the CRM, updating contacts, notes in your RTEX. So all those contacts that you made in the morning, you update them, you block this out in the afternoon, send handwritten notes, and then number 5, you go on appointments. So what's recommended is, again, if you're a person that you start work at 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, you work till 12, you take your lunch break at 12, from 12 to 12:30 to 1, you do a training, but depending on your day, if you have appointments, if you got to prepare contracts, then forget about the training, okay? Then you go into this process. So this process in number 4, from A to F, it's a good idea, focus on it about 2 hours. That means that by 2 or 3 o'clock, you're done with it and off you go, all right? So that is the recommendation. Number 5, you go on your appointments. And number 6, if you have no appointments, if no appointments are scheduled, then schedule a couple more hours of prospect. Okay. Now, for you, this is very important, Ayala, specifically, being that you're on this call. Very important. If possible, attempt to schedule all appointments in the afternoons. Okay. This is a practice that I put in my business. Unless I could really get away from it, or better said, that I cannot get away from it for A, B, or C reasons, then all my appointments are usually after 1 o'clock or after 12 o'clock. I'll sacrifice my lunch for an appointment if I need to, okay? But my morning is safe for the most part. Again, it's my morning. So this is what a business working schedule looks like, all right? The time management. Again, I'll share this with you after this. At some point today, I will put this PowerPoint together. Now, wrapping up this this call as to the introduction of productivity coaching, accountability. So this is what accountability will look like. You'll have a form like this. You'll start the program with me. Days worked, how many days you worked, and lead generating. Okay, that's what I mean by days worked. Most of us work 5 to 6 days, but most of us don't lead generate on a daily basis, on a regular basis. So what I want to find out is how many days are you investing in lead generating, minimum 2 to 3 hours. Generation hours, lead generation hours. Contacts made, new contacts added to the CRM, new leads added to your pipeline. I will share what that looks like. This is where I truly feel that I bring the most value to the agents. And you're going to show up with this form, with the coaching prep form, and your pipeline, because in your pipeline, we're going to sort your leads, A, B's, and C's. And we're going to be focusing, or I'm going to help you focus on your A leads, which are within 30 days. Those that are ready to do business now. The B leads are between 30 to 90 days, and your C leads are 90 days plus. But this is where I bring the most value to agents as we go through a conversation of reviewing their pipeline on a week in, week out. Buyer listing presentations, how many buyer listing presentations you had, how many notes sent, buyer listing agreements, pending contracts, current inventory, closed transactions, sales value. So this form here, depending on what your level of activity is, 3 months down the road, 6 months down the road, we're going to look at your business, and this is going to be a reflection of your business. What you have done here, the numbers you have placed here, is going to show up on the bottom ones on the sales volume, closed transactions, your current inventory, and your pending contracts. If your current weeks are limited and your numbers program to date are weak, then guess what? Those 4 items on the bottom, they're going to be very low numbers. So that's what I use for the tracking form. Now, the systems that I use, this is the pipeline. Very easy. It's a spreadsheet. Date that you met someone, that they showed up, that they want to sell, that they want to buy, the names, phone numbers, email address, status, your last contact, your next action step, and this last column is your notes, what it is that you did, your last communications with. This is what the pipeline looks like. And when we do this again, during our one-on-one coaching sessions, upon completing 3 to 5 transactions, an agent's commitment to be held accountable and coached, okay? So the agents that I'm gonna be working with one-on-one are going to be, once you have 3 to 5 transactions completed, that you're an experienced agent, or that you got some transactions already under your belt, and that you are committed to the lead generating model. You're finding, you're making contacts, you're finding leads on a regular basis, and you're committed to the process. And then to end up, this is the form that I use, the coaching prep form. So this is what you will do before you meet with me. Your name, meeting date, next meeting date and time, and is what is the status of each goal that you set in our last meeting. Here you have monthly closings needed, monthly appointments needed, monthly contacts needed. So this is going to be focused. What steps did you take since our last meeting to generate new business? Number 3, what new leads did you generate since our last meeting? Number 4, what are your top 3 successes? Again, number 5, what were your top 3 challenges since we met? Number 6, what are your top 3 actions? What are your intentions? What are you going to do? Number 7, the one thing that you want to focus on during this session today. When you meet with me, we're going to get to a point that I say, okay, what do you want to focus on the most? And then number 8, as we're going through the meeting, through our one-on-one coaching, I'm going to be making notes. I'm going to ask you to make notes. And that's what you're going to be doing the following week. And least but not last, this is my value proposition to each and every one of you agents. And I'm just going to go through the first one, and actually the value proposition and my mission statement. So to SEAL, which is to serve, encourage, add value, and to lead agents to earn as much as they're capable of earning while becoming their thinking partner by bringing them to a greater awareness of the areas they need to improve and better in their professional and real estate career on a regular basis. How do I do that? 5 steps. Through active and effective communication, accountability through tracking their numbers and activities, building strong mindsets, asking breakthrough questions, number 4, and share from my past experiences to bring them to a higher level of awareness. And this is my mission statement: to help and assist agents to be their best while serving, encouraging, adding value, leading them to become a millionaire real estate agent. Just like the cover of the Millionaire book says, it's not about the money, it's about becoming the best that you can be. So all of this, I offer all of this to the agents, and the cost of this program is 5% of your total commission. If you earn $10,000 commission, you're going to compensate me $500 because the office compensates me the other 5%. Once you get to 100% commission, then we'll work something out that's going to work for you and I, and then we move forward. That's part 1. Part 2 of the productivity coaching program has a mentoring program that if you need me to get involved with you in any particular transaction, that will be 15% of your total commission. And if you need me to go on an appointment with you, then there's a 3rd tier. If you want me to go and do a listing presentation with you, or work with a buyer, show properties to a buyer and convert that buyer, then if I need to step out of the office to help you convert a customer, then that will be 25% of your commission. So this is my productivity coaching program introduction. I hope that all the agents are able to take advantage of this program. And if you have any questions or you need any more information, I'm easy to be reached. I'm here at the office, usually on Wednesdays and Fridays. My coaching availability is Monday through Friday between the hours of 2 and 5. Doesn't mean that I will not take a call earlier in the morning or late in the evening, but most often I make myself available between 2 and 5 p.m. because I do sell real estate like each and every one of you. And I have to, I'm in production. So I will make myself available. All you have to do is send me a text and I'll make myself available. Until then, take care. God bless. and I wish each and every one of you a productive and successful real estate career.
Thank you, Joel. Have a great one.
Thank you so much.
Take care.